Hello. So, I know you've already seen my post-ride video, but I wanted to give a precursor to the videos that are coming up on my YouTube channel. The first one is going to be our initial interview that we had with both my brother and I and our wives prior to going on the ride. So I'm going to post that one first. But just to keep the confusion at a minimum, this was at a time where we were both anticipating being able to finish the 3 weeks of riding without any hiccups along the way. And obviously, you know that from the last video that I published that we did have some hiccups on the way, and we changed the plan. But just as a precursor to this upcoming video, I just wanted to let you know that this is how we prepared to get going on our ride, and this initial video was just discussing some of the things that we had prepared for, how we had prepared, how our wives felt about us leaving for 3 weeks, and their take on what their concerns were and what our concerns were. So with that said, here we go. Hi, I'm Scott.
Hi, I'm Jim, and we are brothers.
And we're going to be going on a trip that's going to take us 800 miles from Whitefish, Montana to the Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming.
With the idea of getting it done in 3 weeks.
And we've been trying to plan this for the last year and a half, and it's finally here. So I thought it'd be a great idea for us four to get together and talk a little bit about our experiences and the planning and what's on our minds about this and our anticipation for finishing this ride. And by the way, this is my wife Lisa
And my wife Sherry.
and their sister-in-laws, I think. All right, so Lisa and Sherry, what are your thoughts on us doing this ride?
I'm very happy and excited for you guys to do it and to do it together. A brothers bonding trip.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great brothers trip, and they'll have some amazing quality time. And I can't even imagine the scenery and the animals and the wildlife and the nature they're going to see. I'm jealous except for the part about camping in the tent and no showers and limited food.
What are you most worried about?
Animals.
Like
One in
chipmunks?
particular. Bear. I'm nervous about extreme weather.
Well, you know, the bears have me a little bit nervous about that too. It's like kind of interested in seeing some, but at a distance.
Mm-hmm.
And just hoping that as we're sleeping, none of them decide to come near us.
Sleep with your bear spray.
What about you? What worries you the most?
Injury, dismemberment, being lost in the mountains, falling off a cliff, those kind of things.
So why are you not supportive of us doing this trip?
Supportive because of the first thing we said,
Yeah.
that it's going to be for you guys.
Okay.
I agree with that.
And is there anything else that you'd like to say before we head out into the wilderness in a couple of days?
I love you.
Have fun. Stay safe.
Have a great
Come
journey.
home.
Yeah.
So Jim, why are you doing this trip?
So it's going to be a challenge. But mostly it's because, like the Boundary Waters, we're doing it as brothers.
For me, the reason why I think I am doing this trip is I want to challenge myself to do things that take me out of my comfort zone, that allows me to do something that when I get done doing, I can say, wow, I did that. I know it's going to be some hard times. We're going to be, there's going to be times where the hills are crazy steep, where the terrain is crazy rugged, and there's going to be times where the backdrop is so beautiful that all the hard stuff isn't even going to matter in that moment. So it's not just the challenge, but it's also being able to share the experience. But I think one of the more unique things is that I get to share it with you, my brother. And I think I answered this question. The next question is like, what do we plan on getting out of this trip?
Well, for me, same thing. I'm going to go back to RAGBRAI, and it's like, can I do 500 miles? And that's what I kind of like see with this. I'm nervous about it because this is going to be some biking that I'm not familiar with. With some of the elevation climbs that we're going to be doing, and with the weight of the bikes that we're going to be having with everything packed on it. And so it's going to be the challenge of finishing the trip. And I just see it as a goal to finish it. But on top of that, which is actually more so, is just simply doing it with my brother.
Yeah.
And enjoying the time that we will have together. The scenery that we will see. You had mentioned there's going to be areas that's going to be tough. And yes, I definitely see that there's going to be areas that's tough. There's going to be areas that's going to say, I really committed to doing this? Why do I want to be doing this? I could think of a whole lot of other things I could be doing back home that I'd be having a whole lot more fun at. But I'm also thinking that there's going to be scenery that we're not going to see here at home.
Right.
No.
There's going to be sections that we're going to be riding through that is just going to be so enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yes, hard areas, yes. Easy areas, yes. Beautiful areas, yes. So it's like almost forgetting about the ride and putting in its place the scenery that we're going to see. Now, it's not all going to be picture perfect, but when we come across those moments, it's going to make all of this worthwhile doing.
But what makes me worried the most, what worries me the most, is how much I'm actually going to miss her. That's going to be the hardest part for me.
I really feel that I can accomplish this task of doing the 800 miles. We've got all day to do it, with the segment that, we'll be doing, the length of time, miles we have to put in per day and stuff like that. Really shouldn't be that much of an issue, but at the same time, never done this before. So don't know how tough the hills are going to be. Don't know how long some of the mountains are going to be to climb. So not knowing exactly what to expect is a little bit of a worry for me, and just feeling that, can I actually accomplish it? Deep down inside, I really feel I can. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be so difficult that it's going to break either of us, but that doesn't mean it's still not a concern of mine, because I've never done it before.
Right.
And so that's a little bit of a concern, but comparing that concern to the thrill, the enjoyment that I feel that we're going to have, that far outweighs any of the worries that I have. And being able to spend it with you, and that's the biggest part that I'm looking forward to, is reconnecting the length of time that we're going to be together and bonding as brothers again.
Are you ready?
Well, That's a good question. I think I'm ready, but there's always that piece since this is our first time. I don't know. I don't know if I have everything I need. I mean, physically, mentally, I think I'm ready. But gear-wise, I don't know.
I think you're more than ready gear-wise.
I think if I have to answer that question, I think we're ready. And I'm ready for both of us. I've done a lot of research on the trails, and I've done a lot of watching videos, and I know while there may be some sections out there that you might not feel as comfortable with as I do.
Part of being ready is being in the right frame of mind for when these challenges come up.
Right.
You know, knowing the hard parts, knowing that these are coming up, is just putting me in the frame of mind knowing that these are some of the challenges I'm going to have. And knowing that they're there and knowing what I'm going to be expecting on some of this stuff, at least it won't be surprising to me. So that way, at least I will be in a better frame of mind for handling some of the challenges.
Well, let me just end the discussion with saying that it's going to be okay, and I want you to take your GoPro and document times when you are frustrated and when you're happy. Just turn the thing on and talk to your audience. Talk to that GoPro and say, "This is ridiculous," because it's okay. But then look up and say, "But look at where I'm at."
Yeah.
It's hard right now, and I might be ticked off, and I might not be having fun. But look at where I'm at, and I may not have the opportunity to do this again. So let's just suck it up. Keep moving forward, and we'll get through it, right?
Yep.
There's always the other side.
Yes.
So I'll end with that, but I'll just say thank you, Lisa and Sherry, for supporting us and doing this ride. I know we're going to be gone for a long time, and I am just so thankful that you're both supportive and letting us do this together as brothers. And just to have a good time and a challenge.